Why am I a street king? You see, a person with a street mentality has the ability to adjust to their circumstances and often charts an independent course outside of the norm. You see, a king is an individual that has an authoritative position that often comes with unusual responsibility and sacrifices. You know, when Mayweather finally get his hands on Pacquiao, that's going to be an easy fight for him. But let me give you my perspective, what the scripture styles as the good fight, a fight worth talking about. You never know who you are until you've thoroughly been tried. Trials bring out the best. See, a little over 2 years ago, stroke has impacted my life and family on levels that were unimaginable to me. You see, I was blessed with the presence of a father in my life that, in my humble opinion, he gave the best demonstration of how a man should look, how a man should think, how a man should act, how a man should move, all in the interest and the progress of his family. Perseverance, self-denial, and self-sacrifice are major components of his character. He believed that real joy was making life better for those that's coming behind you. You see, my father will be considered a jack of all trades because of his exceptional experience with the construction and automotive industries. As a matter of fact, one of our last projects that we constructed is we built a fully operational ice cream shop from the ground up. You see, it's one thing to say we're going to put a business in the building that already exists, but it is talent and skill on another level to look at a piece of land and take the ideas of your mind and make it concrete reality through the works of your hands. You see, this story takes a different turn on July 23rd, 2009, where my family lost every piece of personal property and over 30 years of sentimental memories in a house fire. It was a very difficult time for my family, before I had to watch my father because he dealt with the levels of stress that he was dealing with. But despite the circumstance, a week later, on his birthday, July 31st, we decided to celebrate his birthday as well as the grand opening of the ice cream shop. It was a beautiful day. We dedicated the entire ceremony to all the elders in the community. Family came, friends came. It was a win-win for Pops. Little did we know, 3 weeks later, he would die from a stroke which triggers an aneurysm. May God bless your memory, soldier. 4 months after, my grandmother on my mother's side, she suffers a stroke, paralyzing her right side and taking her speech, and for the next several months, me and my mother would work tirelessly around the clock, making sure every need she had was met. But unfortunately, 2 months later, she would pass from stroke complications. May God forever bless her memory. Now, if that wasn't enough, while me and my mother were attending church, my mother was giving a testimony before the entire church congregation. She has a stroke, taking her speech and paralyzing her on the right side. Now look, I know God doesn't give anybody nothing beyond what they can bear, but this is serious business. So the best thing I could do is just ask God to give me strength to put my best foot forward. And from my previous experiences with my grandmother, I'm well aware of the flaws in the healthcare system. And being the last responsible family member, and despite my lack of support and criticism, putting my mother in a nursing home wasn't an option. And this is what I've been doing with my energy. For over a year now, I've been the #1 star player in the restoration and recovery of my mother's health care. You see, with love, I'm responsible for her medical needs. With love, I'm responsible for her cooking needs and her physical therapy needs. With love, I'm responsible for her spiritual and her personal needs. The scripture teaches us that honor your mother and father that your days may be long upon this earth. You see, a lot of people thought that I would burn out from handling the responsibility that's traditionally handled by women and healthcare professionals, but see, they don't understand that I'm a young man playing my position with excellence for a queen. This isn't meant to be a story about sympathy, but a testament that whatever God allows you to go through, or whatever he allows to come into your life, if he blesses you to come out of that alive and with a sound mind, then maybe, potentially, that you can be an instrument of counsel to all of those who may be in similar situations. Even though my situation may be unusual, but it's not uncommon. You see, stroke is a very serious problem and dangerous amongst us as a people. The scripture teaches us that my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So statistically, Stroke is the third leading cause of death amongst African Americans. Statistically, African Americans are impacted more by stroke than any other racial group within the American population. Statistically, African Americans have more severe and disabling strokes than any other group within the American population. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. What truth is going to make us free? Truth? That 50 is a phenomenal artist and a businessman? That's truth. But the truth is going to make you, me, us free is the truth that's relevant to what makes you tick. The truth that's going to make us free is relevant to our personal mechanics. That's the truth that's going to make us free. Free of what, brother? Free of ignorance. Free of false concepts and ideas that restrict our progress and growth. Free of alien ideas that hold us back as a people, and that can only be achieved and accomplished with a thorough and a proper knowledge of yourself.